That is true. Welcome to Comics League Dark. I am Jared, and today we are talking about a lot of different topics. So today I'm here with Nick from the Phoenix Press. What is going on, Nick?
Nothing. Just some very hot topics that we'll be talking about shortly.
Hell yeah. How about you, Taladio? What's up, brother?
I'm good. I've just been what's the word I'm looking for? Editing all night. Spent all night last night.
You're a machine, brother. You're a machine. All right. So today, we're going to talk about so we have two like main topics, and then we'll do a Q&A. So let's talk about let's start with a little bit of positivity. How about that?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolute Wonder Woman reviews are in, and they are stellar. Stellar. Which, by the way, this is one of those occasions when the reviewers are right about a book. Even the people that don't like, that call everything woke, like this book. So
that says everything.
That says everything right there. If you could please everyone, because you know what it is? It's just class. Here's the thing. You know what's really funny about this? And Britt and I were talking about this over DMs. Isn't it funny how Tom King didn't like post anything congratulating the launch of Absolute Wonder Woman, when, by the way, the artist for the main Wonder Woman book posted a little congratulatory post? Methinks is because Absolute Wonder Woman is getting stellar reviews by fans and critics alike, and his book is getting ravaged, so his little ego is going off. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing that's happening in the Spider-Man camp. You know, people like Nick Lowe can't stand the Ultra Spider-Man's doing good, so it gets a little ticked. I'm trying to avoid saying certain words.
Hey, what's up, Cameron? You could say pissed. I'm fine with that.
Hey, if you're giving me permission, then they'll do it. So
you could say pissed. That's fine. Pissed and badass are fine. But anyway,
I was gonna say pissy. That's what I was gonna say.
You could say that. See, now I will say. So I've read Absolute Wonder Woman. Talati, have you read Absolute Wonder Woman?
No, not yet. I haven't had the chance because
all I'm gonna say. And Nick, I assume you haven't read it.
I have not. No.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you this. It's really, 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 really good. Like, okay. Here's the thing. They change a lot of her origin because it's the Absolute Universe, but they keep her consistent.
Question. I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Is it the Zeus? Is it the Zeus origin,
nope.
or is it completely different?
Play.
Okay, if I remember correctly. Okay. Do you want a spoiler?
I don't mind a spoiler.
I don't mind either.
All right, so the book opens up. We have Cersei is like in exile on an island. By the way, spoiler alert. Cersei is on an island, and Apollo, the god of the sun, shows up and basically says, "Here is Diana, princess of the last Amazon," and it's Diana as a baby. And it says, the Amazons have been punished for their affronts against the gods, and you are now to raise this child as your own.
Wait, did the Amazons attack?
Nick, why? And what's interesting is that Apollo also makes it so you cannot say the word Amazon.
Because they attacked.
Okay. But the fun part about it is, and then Cersei raises Diana. But here is the thing. Diana still has that innate goodness in her. Even though she's raised in hell, she's still that good person. She's a little more hardcore and edgy, but she's still that compassionate person. And I'm watching this, and I'm reading the book, and I'm like, they did it. Even better, it's better than Absolute Batman. 110% better than Absolute Batman.
Jared, I just have one question.
Yeah.
Did they absolutely do it?
Yes, they did. They absolutely killed it.
You can always count on me for the puns.
I'm still mind blown with the fact that Cersei was the one that grew up Diana. That mind blows me, because the fact is Cersei is a villain for Diana. So
Yeah, but in this universe, she's not really. And then Diana, and then what's cool about it is that JJheat's here, so I will send him a little heat. Heat man.
Hello there.
So
What up, good sir?
Did you read Absolute Wonder Woman?
Yes, I did. Arguably the best out of the 3 so far.
I know,
So-
right?
Well, Jared, aren't you glad at least one of us did our homework?
No, I didn't assign this to be read because we're not necessarily talking about spoilers. We're talking about, because that'll come later. This is just like the reviews are coming in and they're good. The sales are good. Everything is good.
It was my idea, by the way. So I'm just putting that
I
out.
have to say this. So far, the Absolute Universe selling really well. Now, granted, for ones, we have to see more. But if it keeps to this level, the Absolute Universe could be something.
It definitely has a strong momentum. I'll give it that. Go ahead, Nick.
It was
I was waiting for you to finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
I see. Here's the thing. Like, unlike Marvel, DC is usually a little more like they're a little more willing to like change stuff on a dime for better, for worse, often for worse. But I do feel like if all this works well, they will integrate this into the new status quo of the mainline. I think we will more likely to see the positive stuff from Absolute come to mainline. That's my prediction.
Or what if eventually, let's say James Gunn's universe doesn't work? What if the movies all of a sudden reflect the Absolute Universe?
So you're saying
they hire Arnold Schwarzenegger to play Batman?
No. Even better.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
Wait.
They hire Ben Affleck and put him in the Absolute suit.
Thank you, man.
I mean, it's kind of the Snyderverse, so it's kind of there. And yes, we are getting a Martian Manhunter, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice. Are we getting more than one scene at the end of the movie?
Nice. Hey, what's up, Diggs? Yeah, I'm curious. The Absolute Universe will connect to the mainstream. Yeah, they said there's going to be a crossover at some point later on, probably in like a year or two, which I'm like, okay, cool. It's interesting. But again, it's like when I'm reading these books and I'm like, see, this is how you do a solid continuity. And here's the thing. Marvel is kind of doing that with their Ultimate Universe because I would argue the one we have now, the Ultimate Marvel, is better than the previous one. Here's why. The previous one still carried over a lot of stuff from 616 continuity of Marvel. This is wholly different.
And depending on which version you read or watched, if you're going by the brief animated movies Marvel did with Lionsgate, it was a little too edgy for most, especially when we get to Ultimatum, especially. But I mean, the new stuff is a relative improvement all across the board. Even I have to admit that.
But you see, the thing is with this Absolute Universe, the one thing I really dig is the fact that they're taking some stuff from the New 52 and making it work. They're not rushing it. They're literally saying, look, you know what? We're not going to give you 52 new books. We're giving you one book per main character, right? Let's say Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, right? And
One
we're
at
doing
a time.
One at a time, exactly. We're not going to give you all in one shot. So, but like, I think for this continuity, I think what's really outstanding is the fact that Kelly Thompson, the one who's writing the Wonder Woman book, is doing a better job than Tom King in terms of describing.
That's not that hard, though, Jelani. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not that
kind
hard.
of a low bar. It's a bit of a low bar.
But in terms of making the character not as in, the hopeful, if you know what I mean, like the Diana that we know from the mainline continuity, right?
Let's take a look at a little Absolute Wonder Woman art. This is from the DC website, so it's not like being leaked out. So here's some DC art. The artist is Hayden Sherman, and there's so much to love here. Like, I love the colors. I like the red. I like how she marks her face with blood, and how when she's so here's Diane raised by Cersei in Hell. It's just
Hell
when
Island.
I'm reading, and this is her fighting a demon. So Wonder Woman essentially is in Gateway City, and she like essentially. So what they established, what Kelly Thompson has said is that the Amazons are going to be the first superheroes. So they have essentially protected mankind from the shadows.
Okay, I can dig it.
Yeah, and see, here's why I love this. And guys, you three particularly will remember this. When we were leading up to the Absolute Universe, what was one concern I had?
Wonder Woman?
No. In terms of how they execute it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you. I was concerned that it wasn't going to be different enough from the main continuity. This is wholly different.
This is completely different to the
But
stuff
in a
that we've
good
seen
way.
in the past.
In a good way. In a very good way, that it looks like. Here's the thing: it feels like an Elseworlds continuity. That's what it should feel like. These characters are allowed to be different.
It feels like Dark Knights of Steel. When
Little bit, yeah, it does kind of feel like that. It's when they go all in, but this world is gonna be like the ultimate. It's gonna be essentially a side continuity, so it can thrive. They're gonna really invest in this, and. Damn it! I'm DC all in for this. Here we go.
Yeah,
it's all new, all different.
No, but in a good way. In a good way. So
like
let's see what the people want to say. Well, except for Ultimate X-Men. Yeah, the Ultimate X-Men is not good, but you know what I'm trying to say, Tavian.
Yes.
Hojo, I've never bought I'm assuming he means Wonder Woman comic in my life, but I've heard really good things, and I just might get that damn Pedosian cover. Dude, buy it. You will love it. I know, based upon like the mythicals, you will love it, bro. And Enzo says, I wonder how Darkseid affected the universe if he framed the Amazons. That would be interesting. We'll probably explore that in later issues. I am curious about Absolute Superman, especially with him arriving on Earth as a teenager. Yeah, so that's one of the points that they established. Absolute Superman arrived on Earth as a teenager.
I can't wait to get my issue, man, because
obviously
I'm picking up the first issue. But then after that, I'm gonna wait until the trade paperback to come. Because
your boy got 2 of each. I got the main cover and the Jim Lee cover.
I got the Jim Lee cover, so I'm waiting for my.
I just want to say, I do find it interesting that Clark is coming as a teenager because that was always kind of Kara's thing. Is like so this Clark has a memory of Krypton. You know.
Yes.
How cool
he was
is that?
raised on Krypton, so that kind of like makes things a little bit different. So I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I just had the thought, Jared.
We also have some preview art for Absolute Superman. Would you guys like to see it?
Yes, please.
By the way, I had a thought.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
What if Clark was the teenager and Supergirl is the baby? They reversed it.
Oh,
sure.
That's actually not a bad idea. But so here's some art for Absolute Superman.
Nice.
So we have here. Hang on, I'm trying to do this right. So we have your Barry. Laura's a mechanic and like a general, and she's more important. She is actually really hot, and I'm like,
yes.
Wow. Yes. Okay. And there's Jor-El, and here's Krypton.
Oh, Jared. We have a member in chat.
Hello, Miss Britt.
He's back.
King being salty that he got backlash for making the clay origin about a man, pretends to be shocked. Yeah, he is upset because in issue 14, so again, he had Wonder Woman react to Steve Trevor's death, but he made the clay origin all about a man. He even said, Diana, your mother thought you were her miracle, but she was wrong. You were my miracle. And I'm like, shut up. This is not being as romantic as you think it is, Tom King.
I'll admit, full disclaimer, I actually have kept up with just about everything in Rebirth. So I'm pretty consistent on most things. But at least in the more modern stuff, I'm not counting Perez. I'm not counting 90s or early 2000s Steve Trevor. Just Purely everything for the past 10 years.
Oh, the stop for
Strictly-
Steve Trevor, in other words.
Yes, Rebirth onwards. This pairing is toxic as heck. Like let's call it for what it is. Like there's no salvaging this if you've kept up with everything. You cannot look at Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor like, oh, this is a tragic romance. This is a guy who, and I know blasphemy, I'm quoting Jared here. This is a guy who literally flaked an Amazon, a literal goddess, over not getting enough attention.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, Nick, it was that scene where, and I played this on CLT. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it again.
You should.
This was too easy.
Thank you, JHeat, by the way. See, this is why I love having co-hosts. They do all this stuff for me.
Work harder, not smarter.
I actually played this scene. It actually came up in my DC online instantly because I was using this as information for my Why Steve Trevor Should Stay Dead video, which, by the way, go check that out. It's doing very well. Anyway, so this is Steve. So Aphrodite's dead, and then Steve has his bags packed, and then he goes, It's not just since Aphrodite. If you were around more, you'd have noticed that things have been rocky between us for a while. But now it seems like the last reason to stay is gone. Goodbye, Diana. I'll always care about you. Now, note, she just lost someone very close to her. So look at this manipulative a-hole. But I can't keep putting so much of myself into this and getting so little back. Yeah. Dude is selfish as hell. No, it's great writing, Tavia, because it's showing who Steve Trevor, this continuity Trevor really is. And this is why I was celebrating to all you Wonder Woman fans, because Steve was great in the Perez run because he was more of like an older brother, father figure. This Steve Trevor was a stalker that created a Justice League to fight essentially Wonder Woman, talked behind her back, disparaged her behind her back, basically became the Justice League's liaison just so he could stay with her. That's kind of creepy. And then contributed to the death of her boyfriend and then manipulated gaining a relationship with him. Yeah, I'm wondering why Steve Trevor is hated by the Wonder Woman fan base.
I'm just going to say this. Hashtag not my Steve Trevor.
Nice. JHeat, is that accurate?
Again, I do keep up with comics. I do see you guys deliver feedback that I don't on private and whatever you recommend to me. And yeah, that's a fair anecdote before I go into a bloody tangent. But needless to say, no. Yeah, if you really were going to set up Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman reconciling before what was essentially Steve Trevor's death in issue 14, you did not have enough time for this. Even with absolute power, you did not have the time to do this.
And you know what's hilarious, JHeat? It came out of nowhere because the first like 2 or 3 issues of Tom King's Wonder Woman is her just hanging out. Steve Trevor's more of an antagonist, and all of a sudden they're in love.
Oh, lovey-dovey.
Yes, exactly. It makes
holy bad writing, Batman.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bad writing. Tom King, gasp.
It was so bad, you literally had to drag Damian Wayne, of all people, into a team up to help sell the book.
And then the best part. So this is the Sovereign when Steve Trevor walks into his office. I just realized how accurate that is to how Steve dies.
Congratulations, Jared. You spoiled a 2-day-old comic.
That no one cares about. No, this leaked out a long time ago, brother.
But I'll say this, right? I'll say this. When it comes down to the mainline continuity compared to the absolute Wonder Woman, I think the mainline continuity is struggling because not only because of Tom King, because they don't have new stories to tell.
Exactly. Tell you that's an excellent point because here's the thing, Mike. My critique of like DC, and really, actually, no, it's more DC than Marvel, I think, at least. And you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. But with DC, they're stuck on nostalgia. And what I mean by that, they keep telling the same stories over and over and over again, like Dan Jurgens having to reference that they did Death of Superman every 30 seconds. But
that's
it's
like a running joke on this channel. I love it.
Yes, it is. And on Robert's channel. But the thing is, when I look at DC, it's like It's like they keep rehashing the same storylines over and over again. That's probably why the Absolute Universe is doing so well, because this is new stuff. I mean, to give you an idea of how DC rehashed stuff in the main continuity, do you know what the last Wonder Woman related event was?
Death Metal.
No. It was literally called Amazon's Attack.
The best storyline ever.
No, Nick. It's not the Amazon's Attack that I hate. It's a new event that they also titled Amazon's Attack.
With an exclamation point.
They wanted to name it after the best storyline ever.
JJheat, man, I don't know, but you're on the
You
next
are
level.
determined just to piss me off, aren't you? Wow.
Always. That is my life's mission.
Amazon's Attack. ... Again. That would be my title for it. Oh, by the way, they reference
Amazon's Attack 2.
One at a time, gentlemen.
Wonder Woman Bigler. Yeah, but by the way, in Tom King's run, they referenced the crappy Amazon's Attack. You know what's kind of funny? I showed Britt that, and she goes, "Why would you reference that?"
Because it's the best storyline ever. Okay.
Oh yeah, Tom Tresser being stung by a bee.
Not the bees. Not the bees.
Well, actually, it's kind of funny based on that, Nick. I know. By the way, Nick, I know what joke you're making, but so Batman goes, bees, my God, but the way I kind of interpret it is Batman saying, bees, God. It's like bees, Christ. That's kind of what I think it is. Yeah, exactly, Tavia. But it's like a mythological bee, like a giant ass bee. But I'm reading this and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But the thing is, Jai, when you compare them both, right, the Absolute and the mainland continuity, I think what not only because the rehashing old nostalgia stuff and all of that, but I just don't think they can get past the fact that they don't seem to realize that look what Marvel is doing, and they've got to realize that if they don't start pulling new stuff out, they're gonna struggle financially. They're gonna go back into that place where the higher ups are gonna say to them, "Look, you guys aren't making us enough money. We're gonna shut you down."
I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, and that's why they announced the Absolute Universe. Because when I looked at the video that they did when they announced all this stuff, one of the things that they basically said, "We're trying to show you that comics are awesome." Which I'm like, okay, great. They are awesome. I agree with you guys. It's kind of sounding desperate.
See, the problem is, I think the executives know that they could, I'm sure that they've had conversation with Todd McFarlane and be like, "Hey, Todd, so if we shut down DC and just gave you the license, would you have DC be an imprint of Image?" And he's like, yeah, I'd love to do that. In fact, I'll do some covers with you.
Fun fact. So do you guys know those page puncher things, right? Where it's essentially an action figure that comes with a comic book. You know those aren't made by DC, right?
No,
Apparently, he writes. He has the license to do them.
Oh, okay.
There's a hashtag on Instagram, remove Tom King from Wonder Woman. Wow. This is great.
Also, the other thing is, on the Marvel end, DC has licensed out some of the Disney properties to IDW and whatnot. Some of the Donald Duck ones and other actual Disney characters have been on non-Marvel comics. So Disney has been literally testing the waters.
Yeah. Cameron says DC is completely instead of the sale. Exactly. That's my point there. Because they start. Yes, Tevia, the hashtag is a thing, but see, that's DC's problem. See, here's the thing: a lot of DC fans are because I've had conversations with people. I was on a friend's channel and I was having a conversation with someone about the new 52. The person I was talking to hated the new 52. And I go, well, it saved the company and it sold great, right? And then this individual said, I don't care.
Yeah, that's modern discourse for you.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to tell you this magical concept. It's something that I know you guys have never heard. This is exclusive on Comics League. DC is a business.
Blasphemy!
I know, right? It needs to make money.
I thought they were a charity. They existed to do really bad ideas, yet
Jared,
somehow still survive.
Yeah. What's up?
Okay, I was gonna say, right? If they're saying, "Oh, I don't care," they're not a DC fan, right? That's the best way to put it, right?
Normally I don't engage in the not a real fan, but in this case I will. If you're putting your own preferences over the health of the company, you're not a DC fan. That's
Like,
the one
okay.
time that's valid.
Let me kind of spell it out for you.
Yeah.
I'm not like the biggest New 52 fan. I like some stuff of it, but Jared is correct. It did help save the company, and even if I'm not a fan of it, you still need to acknowledge the cold, hard facts that it did save the company. You
And
don't have
by
to
the
like
way,
it.
I'm a new 52 fan that also likes a lot of post-crisis. I have to like post-crisis because Green Lantern and Batman. So you kind of have to, because a lot of their stuff a lot of their well-known stuff is in post-crisis. So you kind of have to love it. But that's the point. See, here's the thing. It would be one thing if the new 52 flopped, and then I was like, okay, they threw it away because it flopped. It didn't. So.
Well,
yeah,
the thing is, it
go ahead.
flopped eventually. Like, it came out of the gate and sold really well, but it kind of flopped after a couple of years.
Yeah, and that's understandable. But
I'm sorry, Jared. Go ahead.
And Nick, I acknowledge that. But the thing is, it wasn't unsalvageable. They could have course corrected, but DC threw in the towel because of the Twitter people. Because there was enough that they could have course corrected story wise and like editorial wise in order to steer the company in a better direction, a new direction, if you will. That's for you, JJheat. What you want to say, JJheat?
I was just saying that, hey, I grew up with like mostly post-crisis because I came up in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I even hate, and I'll go ahead and JHeat confessions time, ladies and gentlemen. I hated Damian Wayne when he debuted. I will openly admit that.
Lots of people did.
I hated him. I openly
with
admit
JJheat here.
But I recognize the stories and nuance that Grant Morrison's run was trying to say, which was a solid run, by the way, highly recommended. But so once you actually get through the story that's being told, yeah, the character's not that bad. He has a character arc, he has depth, some complexity. There's an overarching story here. Tom King's Wonder Woman, it pretty much implodes almost immediately. Like, it's not even the backup can save it, and the backup is just slice of life nonsense. But back to my main point. New 52, it saved the company. I will openly, if you're looking at it from a business standpoint, it saved DC under Warner Brothers. No, there is no refuting that.
Yep.
However, it was not properly planned. Writers and creators were being kicked to the curb.
Here's the thing. And I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to cut in here with a little context.
Fair enough.
They didn't have the time though. Because yes, had they been able to plan it out, it's like even I've seen people on Twitter say, "Hey, if they had ended like the post-crisis universe and then rebooted, that would have been fine." And I'm like, what you guys have to understand is that they gave Warner Brothers gave DC an ultimatum, and they were like, "Okay, so what's the best way to get sales quick? Number one's reboot everything." And guess what? It worked. Now, granted, again, I acknowledge, and Britt and I even acknowledge, there was little planning involved in this initiative. That's fine. But my thing is, they could have said, okay, we're all going to go to a editorial summit like they used to, hash out what we want to do, and let's course correct this.
Yeah.
Instead of throw it away for the sake of nostalgia points. By the way, so going to what the people said, my first comic I picked up was New 52 Superman. Mine was New 52 Justice League, which I love it.
I thought it was Trinity.
Mine, I think my first comic, it's kind of a random one. It was like a Silver Surfer issue that guest starred the Thing.
Oh, cool. And by the way, Taladia, it was Trinity War, but that is a storyline in New 52 J.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still counting. I'm just saying it's in that story run. And that was the first like run that I got every single trade for. By the way, Brown says, I didn't understand one thing is in Absolute Wonder Woman, though. Was Diana grow up in hell or some other place? She grew up in hell. My first comic book was Ultimate Spider-Man. Solid. And Batman Beyond. Nice. That's a good one.
That's a good.
All
That's
right,
a good comic.
screw it. JJheat, what was your favorite? What was your first comic?
Okay, I'll give you two. For Marvel, it was the first issue of Ed Brubaker's Captain America run.
Yes! We still have to do that video, by the way.
That we do. And my first DC, the first DC comic I ever picked up. Now I remember. The first issue of The Long Halloween by Tim Saley.
Ooh, and Jeff Loeb. Excellent choice. So you're a man of culture. I really appreciate that. How about you, Taladia?
Well, my first comic that I ever read was Superman Aliens, right?
Obviously.
Ah, sweet.
So
that's that as a trade.
I actually picked that up when I was at school, and I used to. That was when I was a very young guy. But the first book that I bought properly was Earth One Superman. On my own.
Decent choice.
Yeah, that's like the full volume, basically everything.
I understand.
It was a hardcover.
That's pretty cool. Cameron says his first was Jeff Johns' Teen Titans. Great.
So I'm more of a Marvel guy, but the Jeff Johns run is pretty good. Especially like the cover they did, the Mike Turner cover.
Yes, I think that's the cover on the omnibus, if I'm remembering correctly.
It's a very cheeky cover.
Yeah, Mike Turner, it better be cheeky. Brown says, do you guys think this absolute one was born in hell, grew up as an character identified with underdog Superman? I know what Brown is setting up. Yes, I think they could do Absolute Super Wonder. I do think that. What do you guys think of the background of Krypton in preview of what? There was the background for Krypton?
But I think he means the preview issue that came out this week.
Oh, it was good. I showed a little bit of that art earlier. But yeah, there you go. Action says, my first Marvel comic was Ed Brubaker Cap. Yes, that's it. Nice to know I have fans of culture. But all in all, what this shows me is the absolute. I have a little more confidence. So far, I have confidence in the absolute universe based upon people liking it and the sales and the amount of people liking it. So I'm like, okay, you know what? This may be something. So now we're going to transition to our negative topic.
Transition!
Do we want to go for another positive, or should we end on a positive?
We can end on a positive. We'll do a Q&A afterwards. Do that as a little positive. Here we go. All right, so there were some McFarlane toy leaks, and to be clear, it always happens. There's always going to be leaks for the toys are always going to essentially leak out plot details.
It is literally a tale as old as time.
So here's why I wanted to talk about it. So there was so if you guys remember, I have long said that so the character with the U on his chest that's escorting Superman in the Sapphires of James Gunn Superman, I've always said, okay, so that's definitely like Ultraman, right? And
which is the Ultraman? Tiga, Ultra Q, I mean, come on, there's so many of them.
It's Earth 3 Ultraman.
Wait, what? Not the Japanese superhero?
No.
Guess
what? It's confirmed based on McFarlane. It is. It is Ultraman. So this is what. By the way, yes, McFarlane toys. So this is what I'm getting. Yes, yeah. No, Tevia, that's my point. I appreciate you bringing that up, brother. Thank you. So okay. Remember when, so my big critique about James Gunn's DC universe is people were like embracing obvious comic changes that are more extreme than what Zach did, such as the Green Lantern costume or this Ultraman. Because here's my thing. I get these going for a different storyline. That's fine. There's literally, in DC Comics context, only one context where a character is named Ultraman. And that is Earth 3 Superman.
What was that thing called from Red Sun? He was
Superior Man.
Man.
oh, okay.
So yeah, it was Superior Man, not Ultraman. Definitely not Ultraman. And that's my point there, because it's like if you want to have a different, because obviously I have a theory that that's gonna be another Superman's gonna turn into Bizarro. And that's fine. All right. Well, don't call him Ultraman. You can call him Superior Man and homage Red Sun. But if you call him Ultraman, that comes up to only one context.
I feel like say what you will about the actual name of Ultraman, but I feel like, now this is just my personal opinion, I feel like this is going to be an original character who ultimately becomes Bizarro by the end of the film to avoid a separate licensing fee. Because you're already going to have Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, Mr. Fantastic, possibly Maxwell Lord. This is likely to avoid a separate licensing fee. This is an original character who's going to be a Bizarro stand-in. At least that's my opinion.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So what do you guys think that so I'll start with Talati, as a matter of fact. So what do you think about so actually, here's some more of the toys that got leaked. So we got Superman's apparently gonna fight a kaiju, because one of the action figures is Lex Luthor with baby kaiju.
Is he gonna fight a spider in the third act?
Maybe. And you could say that Superman is gonna question the apocalypse, is gonna cancel the apocalypse.
Imagine if he does fight a spider in the third act.
That'd be great. So there's Ultraman, there's Superman Metamorpho, there's a 12-inch Superman, there's Kaiju Superpowers Metamorpho DC Direct, Guy Gardner Master Terrific, another Ultra. I think these are all different scales. But the thing is, it's like, I'm checking this out, and again, this is why I love toys, because it can give you insight into the plot. But it's one of those things where I'm watching this and I'm like, and yes, QT Comics, Superman and Japanese Ultraman crossover. Yeah, exactly. Kaiju is a Godzilla. Hey, they might be doing that comic in the movie. Yeah, Batfleck McFarlane toy sold out. Thank God I got mine. By the way, yes, I want to confirm, I got all of the McFarlane BVS toys. I didn't get the Batman 2-pack. I got the single figures. But since I already have like the Batman here with the I have the hot toy and the statue, I'm fine having like just a regular Nightmare Batman. But anyway, Multi Earths is exactly that's my point. If he's using Ultraman, that's what people are gonna think. And I'm sorry, I'm not. Do you have the world? Yeah, go ahead, Talania.
Do you have the list that you could share with me or share with the group that you can see?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? That's a good idea. I'll do that. But in a world where this is supposed to be a more comic accurate universe, I'm sorry, I am going to point out every single inaccuracy I can. By the way, so here is the list. And Ultraman is like around here.
Yeah, I've seen the Ultraman one.
Mm-hmm.
So I get Mr. Terrific. I think this is Mr. Terrific's first McFarlane toys, which is awesome. Not gonna lie there, right? We've never had Mr. Terrific in a McFarlane figure before.
McFarlane toys? No, I don't think so.
No, we've never had that before, and I don't think we've had Metamorpho, or I think we've had Green Lantern, but we've never had Metamorpho, so that's pretty cool. But I don't know Kaiju. I can't even pronounce it, but
yeah, it can be a tongue twister.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister for me. But you know what I'm gonna say anyway. I really don't know what that entails. Is that the big bold thing that we saw in the promotional art?
Maybe that may actually be the you mean in the crappy suit reveal? Yes.
Yeah.
Can't get that. By the way, I really wish that someone made a live action Absolute Universe. Hey, that could happen. Hey, I'm just saying.
In animation.
or in live action, if this doesn't work, imagine if they go, okay, we're gonna go really crazy with this universe. That would be hilarious. But see, now again, so it seems interesting, and I mean, I if the McFarlane toys look cool, I'll pick them up. But it's like, there is a Mr. Terrific with a cloth jacket by McFarlane, like a cloth cape. Oh, I like how he started having cloth capes instead of like the molded plastic capes.
I hate the plastic thing. That's why I didn't pick up any of the Superman figures with a plastic cape.
I think he started having more of the regular ones, which is great. But for all in all, McFarlane also has a collectors of New 52. But anyway, so my point bringing this up is it's cool to know like roughly some characters that we're sure are going to show up. It is frustrating when like I hear all the time, oh, this is going to be very true to the comics, and then this. Nick, am I being a little petty? Yes.
No.
Just a little bit.
Do I have a right to be petty, though?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Right,
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love that pun. What's the difference between Wonder Woman's usual sword and Absolute Wonder Woman? Well, first off, the Absolute sword is like from Final Fantasy. It's stored in a bag of holding, essentially a pouch on her belt, and it can be made bigger or smaller with her magic.
Wait, are you saying her pouch is bigger on the inside?
Yes, exactly.
Her pouch is a TARDIS confirmed.
Yes, anyone is around to be petty, and I accept it. Thank you, Tavia. But all in all, I think that's pretty good. So let's go to our Q&A. You guys can ask us whatever.
Oh, we forgot one.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We forgot one thing, which is the Spider-Man stuff.
We can talk about that right now. Let's go. Talati, you want to share?
Yep, I'm just getting the image right now.
All right.
So we have some set photos for Spider-Man. Oh,
video,
new Spider-Man Noir. Ah, cool.
This is the video. I'm going to full screen it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey, the suit looks good.
I mean, we need to take into consideration that what we're seeing is going to be heavily like color graded and black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So take this with an entire bag of salt.
What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, at least they're shooting in an actual city. Like, they're doing actual, like... Because I'm sorry, I'm just... Oh, and then there's a green screen. I spoke too soon.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
You
a
literally said, I'm sorry, I hate... and there's a green screen.
Yes.
But hey, this is cool, though, right? We're getting 1930s, 1940s vibe. So...
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, at least they're keeping it very very accurate there, so that's cool.
It's
But
very
anyway,
noir.
yeah, I think it's really cool, and yeah. So all in all, I'm really excited for that. So that's gonna be really cool when it comes to Spider-Man. So, what questions do you guys in the chat have? By Arkham VR game is getting popular. I saw some people in Movie Channel was talking about it. Yeah, I saw it. It was pretty good. People are liking it compared to how Batman was treated in Suicide Squad. Can you blame them? But I think it could be pretty fun. I wish it weren't on the VR so I could play it.
Well, it's a fun game. I've seen the first two.
Jared, you could just not buy 2 Hot Toys for a month, and then you'd probably be able to afford it.
But I like Hot Toys.
But VR.
But Hot Toys.
Hot Toys isn't going to give you happiness.
Who said that? Who said that?
Too easy.
Hot Toys are the pathway to... This is the guy that... Talati is the dude that when we were talking to Robert, he goes, you have too many comics. And I'm like, nope. There was no such thing as too many comics.
See, this is how Jared sees life. Jared is like, money can't buy happiness. But it can buy you a lot of Hot Toys, and that's pretty close.
There are 3 things that are key to happiness. Hot Toys, comics, and Gal Gadot.
The latter is the closest he'll ever get to full demonetization, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hunter says, Comics League, what if the theory that the baby kaiju have Superman DNA? Maybe.
I put it. Sorry, go on.
Question: with the Absolute Universe and Marvel Universe being successful, do you believe that I don't think
No.
Marvel? No,
No.
they're not going to cancel it. No,
Fool's errand.
no. Because the point of the Absolute and Ultimate Universe is to be different from the main continuity. The main continuity needs to exist for that to be different, because otherwise this ceases to be like a unique universe. And then Brown says, what would it take for the Absolute Universe to become the main canon? It would have to sell
like gangbusters.
like New 52 in the beginning numbers. That's how much it would have to sell. It's close, but all the books would have to and it would have to stay above 100,000 issues consistently.
And in this market, you have a better chance of seeing a unicorn.
Yeah,
Wait. Unicorn?
Yeah, it's a lot. Wait. Did you? Are you telling me JJheat believes in unicorns?
No,
Yeah.
my niece
What
is
the
over,
hell?
and my niece is over, so I have to put up with her.
I see. You poor
Good
soul.
excuse.
You poor soul. Question: how would you guys fix both a Marvel universe and main? Okay, so DC's already halfway there. They just have to kill Lois Lane, and then that's all. That's all they need. I'm only kidding. What you need to do for DC is get all these old timey DC writers out, like Mark Waid, Dan Jurgens, all that stuff, because they don't know how to attract a modern audience anymore. And tell Tom King, take a hike. We're gonna put someone that actually likes Wonder Woman on Wonder Woman.
Well, he is transferring over to the movie division once James Gunn's DCU kicks off the ground. So
We'll see. By the way, did you know that Tom King is the guy that when asked about Wonder Woman, he said, "Oh yeah, she's kind of like Wolverine."
Wait, what?
He didn't even want to write Wonder Woman, by the way. But anyway, essentially for DC, I would say that for Marvel, just stop being petty. That's really what that's gonna be. How about you, Nick? What do you think?
I don't know.
Okay, how about you, JJheat?
as for me, wait, what's the question? Can you repeat the
How
question?
would you fix DC and Marvel main continuities
Reboot, wipe the whole slate clean
for both?
for both.
Oh, really?
I would
Yeah, go ahead, Taladia.
I would reboot the whole thing, but not introduce Steve Trevor and Lois Lane. I'll keep them deleted.
Keep them deleted. That'd be great. By the way, Brown says, do you guys see any hype behind Creature Commandos? Not really.
I'm actually seeing a couple of people that are hyped for Creature Commandos.
Couple
not
of
gonna lie.
people, but in terms of like mainstream Twitter stuff, not real, because it's Creature Commandos.
I haven't seen like from outside, like people that I know. Not many, going yay! This is awesome. When I'm not getting that much of a vibe. They're not getting the Penguin vibe, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
No.
Penguin type. They're not getting.
No, I
that
get what
hype.
you're saying, but yeah, you're right. They're not getting Penguin hype. Sorry.
Yeah.
But Tevi asked a question. What do you guys think about essentially Loeb and Lee coming back for Batman Hush 2?
Why?
Cash
Why?
grab. Excuse me.
Why?
Oh man, JJheat. It's kind of funny when JJheat clears his throat. Truth comes out. Isn't that funny? Yeah, it is a cash grab, but I'm not going to complain because it's Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee on a Batman title.
Exactly.
Do not complain. Brown says, "What do you guys think of the rumor of a Titans DCU movie?" I would say wait until until we start believing rumors of other movies coming out. Let's see if the universe is going to last. What do you want to say, Nick?
My thing is, as much as I would love a Titans movie, and I'm a Titans guy, Titans is a property where, as popular as it is, it needs build up. Titans is the movie you do after Nightwing appears in Batman, Kid Flash appears in The Flash. You have all these other side characters appear in the other movies, and they're already popular. Then you bring them to Titans. Just doing Titans on its own while Titans is very popular and it is a pillar of DC, for the mainstream audience, it's like, oh, at best, it's like, oh, it's that cartoon from 2003 that I liked or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
I will say this, and I'm pretty sure Nick will agree with me.
Yeah.
Even if you go back to late Golden Age, early Silver Age, the titular Robin, Aqualad, Speedy, Donna Troy's Wonder Girl, and a few others as we transition to the Silver Age, even if you used that roster, the classic Teen Titans, you still need some measure of build-up.
Yeah, because here's the thing. In the 80s, Titans was DC's book. It was giving X-Men a run for its money, and X-Men was the king of the 80s.
Neck and neck.
Yeah. But still, while among comic book fans, DC, like, it's Justice League, then Teen Titans. And then some people, Teen Titans are more popular than Justice League. But that's among comic book audiences. The mainstream audiences barely know who Nightwing is. So if they barely know who Nightwing is, how can you expect them to know, like, Raven? Like, they know Cyborg because he's a Justice League member. But like,
I would
people like
argue
Raven, Starfire.
If you put if you made this when Dick was Robin, I'd say you'd have more of a chance because then people know Robin. They don't necessarily know Grayson, but they know Robin.
Okay, they'll know Robin, but then you have the question: Is Robin strong enough to carry an entire movie? Because look at Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is probably one of the most popular characters in comics. And even she wasn't enough to bolster Suicide Squad.
Yeah, it's like even with and as Cameron says, he would say, I hate to say it, but people know more about Young Justice than the Titans, even though Young Justice is pretty much a Titan show, and that's kind of.
I would disagree.
Okay, we need to debate this now.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to flat out say no. Okay, no, people do not, because Teen Titans has had more exposure over the years. The 2003 show is more popular than Young Justice ever was. Also, as much as we don't like it, Teen Titans Go just celebrated its 400th episode. You can hate the show, but you can't deny that that show has been in existence for forever. Like, Teen Titans has been on TV every day for like the past 20 years. Okay. It is at least in the subconscious of people's heads.
Plus, here's the thing. That Titan show technically counts.
Okay, JJheat, go ahead.
Go ahead, JJheat.
First of all, Jared, thank you for taking my first point. Second of all, yes, Teen Titans is a stronger IP of the two. No one's refuting that, Nick. I want to make that perfectly clear. Titans is the stronger IP of the two. But Young Justice, especially the animated show, is just a rebrand of Teen Titans themselves. Even Tim Drake, a founding member of the Young Justice team, doesn't debut until season 2. We literally, if you go off the show, you start with Grayson Robin. So for all intents and purposes, the most popular version of this IP, the Young Justice TV show, is either an amalgamation of Young Justice and Teen Titans at best, and a rebranded Teen Titans show based off the assets from DC Nation shorts at worst.
I mean, that just strengthens my argument, to be honest. The fact that Young Justice, our cartoon, is essentially a rebranded Teen Titans, that just makes my argument that much stronger, so thank you.
Which is fine. That's all good. And then question. Speaking of Marvel and DC, that reminds me, any opinion on Agatha? Nope. I did not watch Agatha.
I acknowledge that show.
Not interested.
No.
Cartoon Network knew what they were doing when they made that 400th song. Yeah. Or remember when they had Zack Snyder on?
I mean, Teen Titans has known for a very, like, Teen Titans has mocked its haters for a long time. See, the thing that I kind of grudgingly respect about Teen Titans Go is they know exactly what they are, and they just do their own thing. Like, you love it or hate it, it connects with somebody. So I have a grudging respect for the show. I don't like it. It is not my Teen Titans, but I respect what it does.
Yep, I dig that. Baron says, how would you guys feel if DC made a Superman show or an in-depth Superman-focused universe where Lois Lane doesn't exist at all? Or it's just a passive...
That would be a dream for Jared and I.
Okay.
Yeah, that
I think I have a
just
clip for
replacing
that.
her with Lana Lang, but other than that,
I
nothing
think
else.
I have a clip for this. I have a clip for this. I got one more.
Jared.
I got one more.
Okay.
Barry.
All right, I just want to say this. See, that universe would be many things. We all know what one thing it wouldn't be.
Lame.
God dang it!
Nick, that was low hanging fruit.
That was kind of
low
obvious.
hanging.
You set that
I
up.
say that at the end of every damn end of the show.
I'll admit that joke was a tad predictable.
Yeah, DC should choose the fate of Lois Lane. They did Robin. Oh my
Yes.
God! Imagine that they do those polls. Should Lois live or die?
And then a month later, Jared's like, I racked up $1,000 in phone bills because I voted 100 times.
Oh God, that's what they do a Twitter poll on if Lois should die. That would be great.
Okay, Jared, here's my question for you. Is that worth not buying Hot Toys for a year to spend $1,000 to make sure Lois Lane gets killed in the phone poll?
That's a
All right.
good question.
Hot Toys.
You know, this is actually genius. You know how many people would actually read and sell the volume just to see how the poll plays out? I'm not going to say they're going to go as far. Oh,
all right. Hot Toys.
Injustice don't count.
Death of Lois Lane. That's worth not buying Hot Toys if Lois Lane dies. I'll take it. This would be, and if they do it very like, if they essentially Injustice Nightwing her, and then as I confirm the death with the comic, here's what I say:
The psychos just keep getting younger.
You know, honestly, I just
Yeah,
gotta say, is it okay if I go first?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
All right. I just gotta say, DC is leaving money on the table. Imagine if they did a Death in the Family style event where they killed off Lois Lane and they did the phone poll. The death of literally, it's an event where Lois Lane gets killed, and they do like a Death Superman, Death in the Family style event. Can you imagine? Can you know the press coverage they would get for that?
Mr. Nick, they're literally setting that up.
I have a better idea.
Wait. Lois has powers, and Doomsday just showed up again.
I have a better.
Oh God! They're gonna gender flip it. Which this is the one time where I'm like, okay.
This is the one time where I'm saying, do it, Jurgens.
No, I got a better one, Jared.
Yeah, go ahead.
What if they did the final days of Superman death? You know, from the New 52, but it's Lois Lane. She's losing the powers and she's flaring up, and then she turns.
She explodes. I mean,
evaporates.
Nope. I'd rather her get beat to death by Doomsday. I'll take the Doomsday death more. But
imagine they even recreated that image of Lois holding Clark in his arms as he's dying. Mm-hmm. Except it's Clark holding Lois in his arms. They flip it around. You would literally have that be your wallpaper.
Yeah, he would.
Oh no. Yes. Except what I would do is I would Photoshop and have the entire DC universe pointing and laughing.
and then you'd have one of them be like, Clark, we're late for our movie.
Yes, exactly. There you go. Steve dies. Lois dies about a month later. At this point, I'm convinced Superman is coming back. Now, she hasn't died yet. She could die. I'm just saying the pawns are in place. The pieces are on the freaking board.
You are literally wishing the death of a fictional character.
Britt says Williamson isn't going to do too much with that. He is the safest writer DC has. But Britt, you gotta believe, my friend. You gotta believe. When was the last time you believed? Oh man, what do you guys think about Hawkgirl's costume in Gunverse? I think with most costumes in Gunverse, utter crap.
They might not like it. I thought it was all right. But
Hawkgirl's
I'm telling you, this is basically JLI, Justice League International.
No. Jerry's just like not happy. He's not happy, Bunny, guys. He's not happy, Bunny.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not. But this.
Oh,
Wait.
Barry.
This channel
Very,
is only talk myself. I'm
very.
just gonna add this smoke.
Let's do this.
Superman.
Superman.
Okay, JJheat is the Dragon Ball expert. I want to hear his point of view.
Depends which version of Superman we're talking about.
Any.
Okay. All right. Most power. Okay. Death Battle does rig a lot of their content. That is true. Let's call for what it is. They do have a sliding scale depending on what gets a bigger reaction.
I'm just surprised they pulled that troll 3 times in a row now.
3 times in a row now. 3 times.
Yeah, the Omni-Man versus whatever.
Omni-Man versus Bardock. Goku versus Superman 2.
Twice.
Oh, twice.
Yeah.
Realistically, it could go either way. It just depends on both versions.
I think that's no offense, but I think it's a bit of a cop out.
Fair enough.
I agree. Death Battle does, but in this instance, they in the second one they kind of summed it up perfectly. Goku is a character designed to break limits. What can he do against a character who literally has none?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, say what you will about the troll. Now, again, it just depends on the version. Because like an impossible wall meeting an unmovable object. Sorry, I completely butchered that. But you get what I'm trying to say. It just depends on the scale and setting of the fight. If you're really going to factor power scaling and all this, boom. You could argue Golden Age Superman, completely overpowered, mops the floor with Goku.
Superboy Prime.
Who punched a character back to life?
I mean, can Goku punch?
Sorry,
Can Goku punch reality? Let me know when that happens, then he might have a chance.
Exactly. As far as I know, his power is only 9,000, and Superboy Prime's power is 9,001.
It's over 9,000.
I made a Dragon Ball reference.
Yay, Jared's a cool kid now.
And no one has to die. Just use the multiverse. It's not that difficult. No, but Lois has to die.
Yes.
Lois has to die. I'm just going to tell you that right there. I love how Brit's trying to be diplomatic, and I'm like, no, I'm going to be petty. Question: what about a Goku and Superman team up instead of a fight? That would be a better idea for a stream. Oh, by the way, Barry, Hulk should have absolutely beaten Doomsday. Yeah. I lost faith in Death Battle when they had Batman lose to Iron Man. I'm like, no.
I'm sorry. Even a Batman without prep time has enough in his toolkit that he could disable Iron Man without too much.
And then once you get rid of the suit, I'm sorry. Even if Bruce is trained by Tony is trained by Captain America. Bruce is gonna kick his ass.
Earth's mightiest hero set this up perfectly. Tony is not much of a fighter outside the suit.
No. If Batman only has to worry about his fighting skills, it's gonna be the easiest fight in his life.
You got to remember, when Cap and Batman fought, they fought to a standstill. They're literally equal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Cap does have an edge because of the super soldier serum, but other than that, it could have gone either way.
Mm-hmm.
I think Batman is probably better trained, but Cap is like slightly stronger.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
Yeah, but Doomsday beat. No, see, Doomsday's not unkillable. You're able to kill him. He will just come back immune from whatever killed him. The thing about the Hulk, you have to end that. It's the same thing if like Superman fought the Hulk. I would say Superman has to end that fight fast, because the thing about the Hulk, the longer it goes, the angrier the Hulk gets, and the angrier he gets,
the stronger
he gets. And the stronger he gets, the more invulnerable he gets.
Well, you're kind of missing something else. What if Superman just did brain surgery and removed, basically, kind of gave him like a lobotomy?
Careful, Nick, you're gonna get demonetized.
Oh.
How? I don't know.
Anyway,
remember that one moment Superman versus the Elite where he moved? That's what I'm thinking. Like he does something like that for the Hulk, and that would probably disable him pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Superman versus Juggernaut. Oh.
I mean,
If the Juggernaut is in motion, I don't think he gets because the Juggernaut is an object in motion, stays in motion.
I
And
gotta give this to the Juggernaut. I gotta agree with Nick on this one because I'm sorry, they're very clear on that. Once he gets moving, nothing stops him.
if Superman can take down Juggernaut before he gets momentum and gets his stride, then yeah, Superman no problem.
well, the only I will say, Superman is probably the perfect person to get the helmet off of him, and then have Martian Manhunter basically brain blast him.
Brain blast. Oh, okay, it's a Jimmy Neutron reference. I had
Good
No,
show, Good show.
I'm assuming it's a scenario of Justice League versus Juggernaut, no other Marvel heroes, and let's say they get the helmet off of them, because Superman could and Wonder Woman probably could get the helmet off without too much trouble.
It'll be a struggle, but it's pull-offable.
Hunter
Very
brings
doable.
up just kill Bruce Banner if he's in the human form in terms of Hulk. Yeah, but no, actually you can't do that. Punisher versus the Marvel Universe does not count. If you shoot Bruce in the head, he just turns into the Hulk
And he
is
spits
angry
a bullet
for some
out.
reason.
Unless you're Hawkeye.
He literally beat the Hulk. The last time that they fought, he agreed Hulk is way stronger than him. I think he's talking about Superman, and guess what? That was a lie. I'm not calling you a lie, Barry. I'm saying I'm saying the comic book people.
I mean, I'm sure there are forms of the Hulk that are stronger than Superman. Willbreaker Hulk probably is stronger than Superman.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
Right. So how do you guys feel about where is it? How do you guys feel about the fact that the way DC is going in terms of not in terms of the absolute universal, but as a whole, as a company, do you think they're going in the right direction or do you think they're going in the wrong direction?
Okay, DC as a company.
I can't really say myself because I'm not really engaged with the absolute stuff. I can only speak to the Marvel side because I did really enjoy Ultimate Spider-Man, and I do think the Ultimate Universe for Marvel is a huge step in the right direction. So that's all I can comment on.
So you're saying it's a new direction. So in terms of DC, I have to say so far it's going in a decent direction. I just have to see if DC is going to screw this up. In other words, it's looking good.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to give it time. What do you think, JJheat?
Definitely has potential. It just comes down to execution because one solid first issue does not sell a larger market.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to wait and see in a situation like this.
But I mean, like how Brian is saying, it's like in comics DC is okay, but in movies is doing it in the wrong direction.
I mean, we all know.
Promo for me. I'm sorry.
I think we all agree that when it comes to James Gunn stuff, we can complain here that we're all just waiting for the trailer. We're all waiting for the movie to come out because
but
all of this is just speculation until we actually get some concrete stuff. We all want the James Gunn stuff to be good, but we're not holding our breath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Question. Speaking of, do you guys?
Nope.
Any Marvel you're reading? Avengers, Ultimate Spider-Man, Avengers, Black Panther, Predator. What else?
I'm reading Ultimate Spider-Man, but I'm waiting on the trades. I'm waiting for Volume 2 to come out.
Yeah, and that should be coming out soon. Captain America, obviously. Secret Crisis was a wasted crossover. There was a crossover named Secret Crisis. What is the best version of Clovis in Superman media? Snyderverse?
Not only Snyderverse, Jared. Not only Snyderverse.
Are we counting animation?
If we're counting animation, I would say S-Task because they didn't get together. That makes it.
I'm sorry. Superman and Lois.
Which Superman and Lois?
Wait, don't you mean
TV show?
Superman and Lois, a TV show.
Oh, I thought you meant Smallville.
New one or the Dean Cain show?
That's Lois and
one.
Clark.
Okay, I'll give you that. That was a good one. Even though they wasted that to Superman.
He's never gonna let that go, guys. I'm gonna put that.
Why should I?
He's never gonna let that go. So
best closest to Superman 1978. Okay. Brown wants to ask Nick, are you excited about Venom 3? I am. Last Dance? No, it should be fun.
I'll probably watch it at some point. I mean, I thought the first two films were pretty okay. I enjoyed them, but I don't know. I'm not like I know we're supposed to be getting a Spider-Man 4, but there's kind of
Yes.
conflicting things.
It's been
confirmed by Tom Holland.
Yeah, it's been confirmed. It's coming out next July. No, 2026 July.
Yeah, supposedly it's supposed to be a multiversal thing, which I'm sorry. I want a street level Spider-Man. Can we please,
Me
for the
too.
love of God? They have it set up at the end of No Way Home for a street level Spider-Man. You want to have other people. You want to have Daredevil. Like, honestly, have Daredevil here or something. You know?
Yeah, but guess who's directing it?
Who?
The guy who did Shang-Chi, Destin Daniel Cretton.
But anyway, Ian says he's seen Venom 3. He says it's not as good as Deadpool and Wolverine, but it's still good. Okay, I can see that. Spider-Man. So Tevia says, question. Speaking of Spider-Man, that reminds me, how do you guys feel about... I'm not rating...
I don't know. I'm blocked by Dan Slott.
Yeah, that's true. Do you guys see the Hellboy, the Crooked Man? Nope, not interested.
No, it's not for me.
I mean, I'll watch it at a later date, probably, Brown, but I don't know. I'm not as big of a Hellboy guy. I mean, I like the movies. Just he's never really been something I was like, I gotta watch it.
As far as my relationship with Hellboy, I really, really like the first Ron Perlman film. I haven't seen the second one. The David Harbour one was okay. I think David Harbour was a decent enough Hellboy. I think the script was just kind of meh. But I haven't seen this next one. From when I saw the preview, it looks like they're trying to go more of in a horror direction, which I kind of do respect. But I don't know.
Yeah, Barry asked, who's more pointless, Steve Trevor or Lois Lane? Let me think about this one. Who is
Lois Lane? Lois Lane, because at
Lois
least
Lane.
Steve Trevor is the call to action for Wonder Woman. At least Steve Trevor serves a purpose at one point, and then he's completely useless. Lois is always useless.
Mm-hmm.
That's my argument.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Question: do you think the Spawn reboot movie is ever happening?
No, it's not. Not until they can actually rip it out of. Like, I'm sorry. The only reason we haven't got a Spawn movie is Todd McFarlane. Because trust me, there's been people like they've loved to do it, but Todd is he's so hands on with the thing that I think it really does prevent stuff from happening. Like at one point it was attached to Bloom, like the best, like Bloomhouse, and then Jamie Foxx is gonna play Spawn. Like okay, Jamie Foxx could probably play decent Al Simmons. I'll give you that. Mm-hmm. Do you ever see the fan film Spawn Recall?
No, I haven't.
I have. Cool. I know what he's talking about.
It's really good. And like he was like, and Todd was like, here's a problem with Todd McFarlane. Todd was saying, "Oh, I want to do a TV show that's just Sam and Twitch, and they're investigating Spawn." Like, I don't think Todd understands the appeal of Spawn. I don't think he understands what he has.
Yeah, I don't think so. It says because no one knows who Sam and Twitch are. More people know who Spawn is than Sam and Twitch. But anyway, what if Superman was in the Invincible universe? Well, technically Batman was, so there you go. Comics, there are rumors going around. Yeah. All right, so Hunter brings up a good point. So you guys know who Dua Lipa is?
Yes, singer.
I'm just going to looks-wise, she could do the Zatanna. I just know nothing of her acting ability.
Me neither. She was in that Argyle movie with Henry Cavill, but briefly. But I'm like, okay, it's been long, like said that she was being looked at to play Zatanna, so it's not like it's anything new. Do you think Spawn would ever meet Invincible since in the same universe? No, because
they're not in the same universe.
They were at first, but they kind of threw that away. By the way, Barry Allen asked, which version of Superwoman and Wonder Woman outside the comics who didn't get it's going to have the best chemistry for it? You mean Superman and Wonder Woman? Just want to be clear on that. Pretty sure they did meet. I don't know. Britt says that Dua Lipa can't act. Okay. I'm going to trust you on that one, Britt.
Okay, I'm just going to say that. I'm going to say this. Linda Carter and Christopher Reeve, they would totally work as a Super Wonder.
they technically had something in the Linda Carter show. Just saying.
No, but I'm saying if they had actually had Linda Carter appear in the Superman movies and actually had them date, it could work.
Mhm,
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, I'm not gonna
Will
say.
we ever get? Oh, go ahead, Saladia.
I was gonna make a snarky comment, but I'm not gonna do it because it's you might boot me from the stream.
Good. Anyway, Cameron says, "Will we ever get another Spawn movie or series, or should I just dash my hopes right now instead of?"
I think we'll probably get another animated series at some point because you gotta like if you ever see the HBO series, like they were doing like the Netflix like adult animated stuff in the 90s. Like they were 30 years ahead of the curve on that one. Like the stuff like they were doing stuff in the 90s that even today is a little bit out there, even for like the most risque adult cartoon. You know?
Yeah. A Mad Max, Superman, and Wonder Woman. That would be interesting. Brown Shore says Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot would totally work. They even have a kissing in Google. Who cares if it's done by AI fan made? Yeah, Henry Cavill and Gal that would totally work because if you look at their chemistry at interviews, that definitely works. But anyway, I think that that's a good place to leave it. So let me ask you guys this. So Nick, where can we find you, and what have you got coming out on your channel?
All right, you can find me on Twitter and YouTube. Just search The Phoenix Press. Tomorrow, I'll be playing some Ghostbusters video game from 2009. That's going to be pretty sweet. On Monday, we'll be doing Batman The Long Halloween and lots more good stuff. Also, check out Screecher on Kickstarter right now. Search number 3, Talent Too Far.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Taladia?
So you guys can check me out on YouTube at Taladia Plays and on Twitter. I'm at Taladia Plays _ on Twitter, and I'm on Blue Sky and all that stuff. What I've got coming up on my channel is that I will be doing a live reaction to Superman and Lois on Tuesday. Finally, with the monitor fixed, I can do a proper reaction. And also, I'll be doing on Wednesday, Snyder Fans Read Comics. We're going to be talking about Absolute Wonder Woman and New 52 Forever Evil. So we'll be doing 2 for 1.
Yeah. How about you, JJheat Blaze?
As for me, you can find me at JJheat Blaze on YouTube or JJheat75 on Twitter or X. More Mass Effect and SWTOR playthrough content is coming up on the channel. And hopefully, if I can get the timing right, I'll do the Gotham Knights review for Halloween. If not, the stream will get delayed till November 1st.
Mm-hmm. So for me, tomorrow for movie night, we're going to be talking about Batman Mystery of the Batwoman. Great movie. Britt and I are going to do a Super Wonder horror movie crossover where we talk about our favorite horror movies and then we cross them over. Nick and I are going to be talking about STAS, obviously. Eventually, JJheat and I will do Kryptonian Empire. I have to say that, brother.
Wait, Jared. Isn't this week the big one?
The big one.
The crossover.
You mean the finest crossover?
Yes.
No, that's in a couple of weeks.
Oh, dang it.
I wish. Actually, you know what? I'll check real quick, but I'm fairly certain it's not that one. But anyway, and then in terms of my Wednesday video, I will be releasing an Absolute Wonder Woman review. Ooh. And all that's what I got for Comics Week. So before I let you guys go, I'm going to find out the STAS episode just to make sure that's not the finest episode. No, it's not. Yeah. It's definitely not.
Okay, because if it was the world's finest, then I'd say it requires a little bit more promo than that.
That's not for like many weeks. The one we're doing on Sunday is Live Wire, and then Cameron says take all the time. Take all the time you need. Guys need something like this takes time in order to do it for 2025 in the new year. Yeah, exactly. So in terms of that, all right. Stay heroic, ladies and gents. And remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod and the Alien Queen, Zois, and Max About for life. See you later.